We are in the Windy City, and it is trophy time. USA Club Rugby brings you their 2026 National Championship 15s. Atlanta Old White and North Bay have fought their way to the men's D2 final. I am John Broker. I am joined by Eagle legend Mike Petrie for this one. We're going to bring you this action. They have fought their way here. We're going to look a little bit at their highlights from yesterday, show you their rosters, and then we're going to get this game underway. Chicago Blaze playing host to this amazing event this weekend. And all brought to you by Next Level Rugby on USA Club Rugby's YouTube page. We're going to take a look here first, starting with Atlanta Old White. Mike, what a game this was.
What a game is right, and the scoreline was big in favor of Atlanta. It doesn't reflect how well Kansas City played, but I'll tell you what, Atlanta, when they got their engines going, they were really firing on all cylinders. And if they can bring that same energy into this game, they have a lot of momentum from that semifinal. You can take a look here, some big, powerful runs from this Atlanta side. It kept Kansas City under pressure all game long. They were going through them. They were going around them. They had a really versatile attack. And on the defensive side of the ball, they made big sticks throughout. It's a quick turnaround. 24 hours later, they get to play for a national championship, John. But I'll tell you what, this Atlanta side, they were firing yesterday. Can they repeat it today?
A lot of fun to watch. Yeah, credit to Kansas City, but they were good. In the front row, we're going to have McAfee, Fontana, and Seiler in the second row. Hisamoto and Henry Ajudua on the flanks. You have Heaton. He is very important. And Drake and Deacon at the back, number 8. In the back line, we have Mingo starting at number 9 today. O'Hanlon was effective from that fly half position yesterday. Karoy and Imwanje Masse in the centers. Bagby and Duyan watch for the speedster on the wing, and Gadsden playing number 15. Taking a look at North Bay. North Bay with a win, 25-17 over Belmont Shore. Belmont Shore almost came back late in this one. It was a little tighter, but the boys from North Bay pulled this one off. Mike, they have had an interesting season. 25-17 over Belmont Shore, 52-17 over Portland before they came in. Portland, Maine, that would be. And 36-5 over Buffalo before they got here. Try scores yesterday in the front row, 2 of them, Chakowski and Phillips, plus a score from the 10 and the 15. So they can play all around the field. A lot of these guys play with Atlantis, traveling Elite Sevens program there. So keep an eye out for North Bay. They're going to have some threats across the field, Mike. We'll take a look at the North Bay forwards. McHale, Chakowski, and Phillips. Thomas and Prusak in the second row. Reese and Crossler in the flankers, and Barberi at number 8. Hardig is the number 9. Kunkel at the fly half position. Vanoy and Tapp in the centers. When Western and Rodriguez are your wings, and Soriano your fullback for North Bay, the boys from the East Coast. Just about set to get underway. Atlanta Old White in white. Will Nelson will ref this with Ben Cohen and Kristen Russell. Interesting match up here. North Bay ready to go. This is the pinnacle of it. These teams have given up a lot during this season. These are not full-time professionals. They're out here getting ready for a championship matchup that will mean so much to them going forward. Atlanta Old White tipped to kick this one off. That's O'Hanlon. In the darker color there, you see it in North Bay. That's Hardig. Keep an eye on him. Nippy scrum half, keeping everything moving. That ball hits the ground. Not what you want. It bounces in a touch. So we're going to go back. It should be a line out here to North Bay.
You're just going to be on the line, please.
And that's not exactly the start you want from North Bay. Atlanta hangs that ball up high around that 22-meter line, puts lots of pressure on the kick chase, and North Bay lets that one drop to the ground. You can see by our touch judge's flag there, the wind is swirling down on that field, but you got to catch those kickoffs out of the air.
And a bit of a field one issue this weekend. We've been calling Division II, Division III, women's, men's as well. There's been a few people letting that ball hit the ground, which they don't want to do. They launched that one down Atlanta Old White. Gadsden here is an excellent fullback runner. He sets up a lot across the field. That time just takes it in. In and over that. John Vanoy can't dislodge the ball, and here comes Atlanta. Move that ball wide quick. Into the hands of Chris Bagby. Bagby takes that one to ground. Mingo Scrum half came in as reserve yesterday, starting this one today. Deacon puts that pass in. Trying to move in a little field, quick in and over.
Coach is good.
Was North Bay. But as I keep pointing out a lot these days, Mike, it's the tackler that didn't roll away. The first jackler was fine.
And that's a tough break there on the defensive side of the ball for North Bay, giving away a very early penalty around midfield. In that situation, Atlanta was really just going laterally. They were moving side to side. Good line speed here from North Bay. And then, I see what's happening there. That's a good contest for the ball. You just got to open your ears a little bit. Referee likely said, just get out of there as soon as you can. And so just unlucky there from North Bay on the defensive side of the ball to get stuck on the wrong side of that breakdown.
Mingo moves that one again. It slips out of the hand, went backward. Referee is happy with that one. So Henry Achua, one of the second rows, is going to take that into contact. Quick pot in the middle of the field. McAfee comes in to clean it up. Runner comes through. They go around to Duyan. He is difficult to contain. Good job not allowing any space right there from that North Bay defense. McAfee again. Happy to take the ball and go forward at any moment is McAfee again. Another player came as reserve yesterday. Little show of the ball inside of Heaton, but didn't go for it. So still have it. Mingo gets the ball up. The big fella comes in and takes it again. Chukwuyem, Henry Ajua, and now they move it a little wider. Ball goes over the top there into the hands of Fontana. He put one in yesterday in that win over Kansas City. Mingo tries to get away with it, but good defense there from Cameron Crosser. Big run in the middle. They're bringing the player into that second row, and he'll run quite a bit there. Henry Ajua. Now they go to the left. Gadsden plays in that first receiver role. Heaton has it. Heaton nearly wriggled through towards the line. They're inside the 5 meter. Good momentum here early on from Old White. Old White driving. 2 players latched on. Are they over? Referee happy with that one. First points on the board there to Old White. 5 down in the corner. Credit there to Heaton, or to Tyler Hisamoto, excuse me. He was latched on.
And John, that's just great patience, great persistence from this Atlanta side. And that's just good heads-up rugby. They're patient in what they do. Look at that latch. Look at that drive. There's plenty of North Bay jerseys on scene. But just body height, latch, great work from this Atlanta Old White side. They were patient, persistent, took him through phases, recycled possession, and eventually it pays off in the first points of the game. And it's not even been 5 minutes so far, John. So big opening score and big opening statement from Atlanta.
Haven't seen North Bay really any ball at all in that first 5 minutes. That one goes up. It's going to push across the front there as we take another look, Mike.
And that's it. Heaton was looking for that offload, but has the presence of mind to bring the ball to the ground. We've talked about the experience he brings from the MLR, and then take a look. Great latch. So the try is scored, but how about number 18 that time? That was Zach McAfee, who really helped drive that ball over the line. So he might not have his name on the score sheet, but he does a lot of that legwork to push his teammate over the line.
Certainly does. Ball's going to come here from Sean Hardig. Hardig gets us going. We'll put that one inside the 22 to North Bay. Knock on there. We've talked about that a couple of times over the weekend. You score a great try, and then you hand a real good opportunity away. Not what a coach ever wants to see. Daniel Phillips takes that one in. He scored a try yesterday. We'll come back. It's going to be that initial scrum. So this will be our first scrum of the game as we take a look at this little miscue, Mike.
Yeah, and the first real possession here as well for North Bay with great field position. That ball hangs up around the 22. And John, you said it yesterday. We talked about it so often at every level. Not just here, professional level, you see it too. You do something so well, you score, you hit a kick, whatever it is, you get points on the board, and then on the ensuing kickoff, you cough possession straight back over to the opposition. You just really give them an opportunity to get right back into it. And so right now, North Bay with the first real opportunity now with good field position to play with the ball in hand.
North Bay stable at this scrum. Good sign for them. Good platform. Ball comes back. They're up at Kunkel. Move it wide. The big hit comes in. The pass goes away into the hands of Quinn Western. Quinn Western has to launch that one back in field. Doesn't quite work. We'll see what the referee is going to call here. Looked like a knock-on or a line-out.
Yeah,
Pardon me. Went into touch. Go ahead.
We talked about that defensive intensity that Atlanta came into yesterday's semifinal with, and there it is again, a quick glimpse of the line speed that they bring, especially in the midfield. They've got some heavy units sitting in that midfield defensive line, and they come sprinting off into that North Bay backfield and make a big collision to turn that ball over.
All in, quick ruck there. Slowed down, however, by Mingo. Mingo's going to take his time here. Hang up a box kick. Not going for contestable right there, just looking for the territory. So North Bay moves it across field. Ball's in the hands of Soriano. Ball's alive, seemed to be knocked forward. Referee the hand up there. So knocked on in the action by North Bay. A scrum here for the Atlanta Old White.
And Soriano just pins his ears back and tries to take this corner. Here he goes, but tracked down so well from this Atlanta defense. And that's just a great hustle, great play, and that ball just gets jarred loose. And so possession handed back over to Atlanta.
In their backfield, they don't have anybody. Just fucking pump it.
And hear what Heaton wants to do there. Pointing out that there's not too many players back.
Crouch.
Mingo.
Bind. Set.
First offensive scrum for Atlanta Old White. Pretty steady in the scrum department so far for both teams. Run in the middle of the field. That one spills as well. Here comes North Bay. Can they capitalize on this? Little chip forward. Good move there from Quinn Western. Quinn Western chases it. Just rolls out of the back of the try zone, but very smart option taken.
I like the option as well. There's space in behind, just a little bit too much hot sauce on it. Great collision that time from North Bay to jar that ball loose. He's a little bit isolated, puts the ball over the top. There's definitely space there, and he has the pace to outrun Atlanta's defense on the chase, but just too much on it, and you can see the frustration there. And yeah, it's right. I mean, really, like that end goal in this Chicago Blaze facility, as beautiful as it is, it's not very wide and not very long. We've seen some big end goals in the American rugby scene. If that were played down in that Houston SaberCat Stadium, JB, that ball stays in play.
Yeah, he stays in play. He scores that try.
Back.
Yeah, a number of places. Fine. Certainly. Beautiful facility here, nonetheless. And host this weekend. There have been threats of rain, but it's held off. Been a bit windy. As Mike pointed out earlier, swirling wind. Atlanta here with the ball. Referee telling them they must use it.
Inside.
Pushing it downfield. Just looking for a territory game here. There'll be a line out here for the North Bay Rugby Club.
Not a bad result that time for Atlanta. Just very standard, very basic. Drop in the pocket, clear your lines. Again, I've said it all weekend. Your target when you're trying to clear is that 40-meter line, maybe the 50 at best. Some of these players have put it over the 50, and that's an amazing outcome. But here you're about at the 40, so not a bad result for that Atlanta side.
Ball comes back to McHale. Referee's happy with it. It seemed to come off of Heaton's face back in there, but it is a North Bay ball nonetheless. Driven back in the tackle there by Henry Ajudua. Now on the attack, but a shooter coming up out of the line there, so pressure on. And here come the defenders from Atlanta Old White. No, Hanlon's going to be credited with that turnover, the fly half. They just cut off that outside lane, and that turned it on to the inside there.
And there's that line speed again, JB, in the outside channel. So number 10, Chris Kunkel, looks up and sees a white jersey in that passing lane, so he has no option but to turn it upfield. And when he does, he runs straight into more white jerseys. So good defensive strategy there from Atlanta to force that tuck and run back into the heart of their defense and turn that ball over.
Attacking line out here for Atlanta. On the
And
top
there's a look
screen,
at
you
it, John.
see
You
where
can
that shooter,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, you can see that shooter coming sprinting out of line, forcing that tuck and run.
Talking about sprinting at a line right there. It's Macy Karoy wearing number 24, gets through that North Bay line, but knocks it on eventually, so it'll be a North Bay scrum inside their 22. Crisis averted. Nice little line break there from Karoy.
Good line break from Atlanta. They've been going forward. They've had lots of momentum, some good energy in their attack, but they've spilled the ball and a few times in contact, and so here's just evidence of that. So good carry, good recycle of play, but unfortunately, there we go. Just drops that ball at the breakdown. So a little bit too frantic there from Atlanta.
Fine. Set.
Ball to come in here from North Bay.
Everyone's
They
on.
go to the boot, weighing some territory themselves, getting some good distance on that. It's inside the 22. Bounces up for Gadsden. Gadsden into touch. Territory battle won that time by North Bay. It will be their line out.
Just on the line for me, please.
John, that's a good result that time from North Bay, just playing a little bit of that territory game. So they kick upfield, put in a good chase, and they end up with a net gain playing in Atlanta's end. So a good win in the kicking battle that time for North Bay.
Change of tactics from North Bay, running some forwards in there to work on that outside offense. Ball nearly picked off there, but knocked forward by Bagby into the hands of North Bay. Atlanta definitely pressing those outside channels on defense, trying to shut that down. They come back to a penalty, and here comes North Bay, trying to go quick, and they do. Battle in there, Kunkel has to take it into contact. Forwards. Little moves here, winds up in the hand of Chikowski. He scored one yesterday.
You're not on.
One-off runner for North Bay, trying to get their little systems back together here. Hardig. Outside, a little more open on that one. So here come North Bay pressing down the edge. Getting over so quick, or the Atlanta Old White defenders give them just enough. That's Imwangia Imase. Critical for the team yesterday. Scored a couple of tries, scored a try. And turned over plenty of ball then.
And Imwangia Mase, I mean, he has been great for this Atlanta side in so many different ways, and this is just one little small piece of evidence. Look at that. Releases his arms from the tackle. Good square body position. Underneath, wins the body height battle. So take a look. You're going to get that penalty every single time. When you win that body height battle and you're underneath your opposition, you're going to earn your team a penalty. So great work that time from Mwanja Masi.
Ball up, bounces off of Old White, so knock-on advantage here for North Bay. Sending some forwards in, Ethan Reese takes it. Another penalty advantage here as the ball comes back. Shoots out there from Atlanta Old White. We'll come back and we'll get the penalty. Old White did get themselves into some penalty trouble early in the game yesterday, Mike, and I want to avoid that today.
They did, and that one there is just a silly penalty. You reach over the top, you try to grab that ball, and from North Bay's perspective, that's a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card. And you get to advance yourself all the way upfield into the other end. So here's another look at it. It's a good collision by Atlanta, and there is no way you can put your hands in over the top of other players in that defensive ruck. And you can see the referee's hands come out, but they don't blow the whistle right away. As a number 9 there, John, I got to be honest, I wait for those moments where the referee puts their arm out for advantage. It's a little bit of loose play. You ask for the penalty, you quick tap and go. That would have been on for North Bay in that moment. Instead, they get good territory, though, off this kick, so a line out in Atlanta's end.
Ball up, well taken there by North Bay in this win. They go in behind the runners. Moving in, put it outside back end, Barry Tapp takes it. Another pass back in, Chikowski takes it. In and over, quick ball to come here, Harding looking back in the other direction. Onto the wing they go. Ball's in Nicholas Rodriguez's hands. Assistant referees seen it going to touch, so have a line out here for Atlanta Old White.
And I think Atlanta was looking for a bit of obstruction there that time. That pass just slips in behind one of the North Bay players that was in an offside position. But nonetheless, they try to tiptoe down that sideline and they step out of bounds. So you can see North Bay is trying to stretch the field. They're trying to play into those outside channels. They're having a little bit of difficulty because this Atlanta defense is scrambling really well. They're putting in line speed in the midfield, and they're just making life difficult throughout this opening quarter of play for this North Bay offense.
McAfee somehow thought he might run away with that one, but he's going to come back in and play the ball. It'll be a scrum here for North Bay. Another attacking opportunity, 5-0 Division II championship match. USA Club Rugby weekend. Following this game is going to be Old Blue New York and the Seattle Orcas in the D1 final on here. We'll have Mike chat about the D3 final at some point that just went on. Termed one of the more exciting games you'd ever seen. So right now we're going to look at North Bay. We get a break in the action. We'll chat. Drive there from Old White. They've been steady so far, a little more the advantage there. They drive that one straight in through John Van Noy. Van Noy makes some ground. Players in and over there from Old White, but can't get it. Ball comes out quickly to Barberi. They move it to the wing. Looking to isolate the speed outside that they have. Matched by Old White at the moment. Hardig has some runners. Little snipe there from Hardig. Doesn't open up for him. We have a little technical issue. We will be right back.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding.
We are
I meet so
back
many new people
quickly. We
in places
appreciate
where
your
I love it.
patience.
I wrestle and I play football.
USA Club Rugby doing everything they can to bring you this amazing action. Still in North Bay's hands. North Bay with the pick and go game.
Take a step here.
In the hands of Tchaikovsky. He put one in from short range yesterday. Another pick going down that side. Player with hands in quick, but he seemed to come off his feet. See if that's what the referee's call is.
We're going to go back there. Just hold it for me for a second. Yeah, that was offside. We're having tackles just fall on the wrong side. Okay. Let's just clean it up for a bit. So roll. Yep.
Referee just letting Heaton know, Mike, that he need to just clean up the discipline down here a little bit. So it'll be a penalty here. It looks like they're going to go for a set move North Bay again. Hardig does. Looks out just a little wider this time in the hands of Cameron Crossler. Crossler taken down. Hardig finds it. Is he in? Hardig was there. A referee
Time off.
going to have to confer with his assistant.
Be here.
Looked like a try to me, Mike.
I've been unsighted. What do you have?
I have try, ball, and
So we have a clear grounding.
pressure.
I can award the try? Okay.
Little scrum half try there. A little snipe. He's in the try zone. Well done.
Great work by our referee crew there, JB, as you hear them have a little bit of a conversation to give that try to Sean Hardig. Little dart over the line, almost thwarted by his own player. Could have potentially a half-step difference and run into a bit of friendly fire around that
Yeah,
breakdown, but instead
Yeah, I appreciate
gets
it.
an opening try for his own team. Here he goes. Quick phase here, quick recycle. I like the quick tap option. And then there he goes. Bumps into his prop, but en route to a try. Atlanta scrambling, but as you saw, downward pressure. So great work from our referee side. And North Bay levels the score at 5-5.
And good vision there as well from Hardig. The post defender from Atlanta, Old White, just pulled out a little bit, left that space open for him. See if he can convert his own here. It doesn't, so we're 5-5. 20 minutes into this one. This is the kind of game you want, all knotted up. Here it is again.
And this is what both teams deserve. Remember, it's a national championship game. It's locked in at 5-5. North Bay fights their way back in. They find that little seam on the edge. I love it. Love the North Bay intensity. Love their intent there. Quick tap, set piece move, bash them forwards up into the defense, and then that creates a bit of a scramble and a bit of a backpedal, and then that's where, as a number 9, you can find your seam, and that's exactly what Sean Hardig does.
North Bay takes that ball. They're inside their 22. Keep this one in the hand for a couple of phases. Got to be careful down here, but they do have some runners out wide. They go to the wing. Long kick of the ball. Going to put the chasers on. Gadsden seems to always be in the right place as he comes across to Duyan. Duyan. Great footwork, great speed, but runs into 3 North Bay defenders. Not much you can do there. Ball into the hands of Mwangia Imase. Hard runners coming on there. Well taken by Deacon. Big hit comes in. Down to the ground goes Jonathan Drake. Hands in advantage. So penalty advantage here for Old White.
Thank you.
They take the ball to the ground with Isamoto. Out the back they go. Little wrapper down there from Gadsden. Ball to Heaton. Heaton gets up, goes again, secures the ball. Referee maybe bringing this hold all the way back. No advantage game, so penalty for Old White on the other side of the field.
And again, a penalty comes against North Bay, and it's a testament to that go-forward momentum from Atlanta. North Bay scrambling backwards, and that's when you're going to give away a penalty. You're going to try to slow that ball down, stop the bleeding, so to speak, as you're getting your team back into your defensive stance. And so they stick their hands in the ruck, trying to slow it down, and Atlanta will have this penalty.
Time off for a second. We're going to figure out the subs here.
We have a player going off for a blood sub for North Bay. Take a look at the big break from earlier up there. North Bay gets ready to set this one down.
And there's the penalty right there, John. You could see number 9, Sean Hardig, get to his feet, or so he thought. He's supporting himself with his hands, and he tries to reach for that ball. He does a nice job in the collision to stop the ball carrier as he's falling to the ground, but then reaches for that ball, and it creates a penalty for Atlanta.
Mingo gets that one away. They're in the middle of the field. Such hard-running centers. Baroy and Mwangia Imase takes that one in this time. Ball comes back across to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon to Gadsden. Gadsden at the 22. Ball comes up to Seiler. Looks out, turns back inside. O'Hanlon sees some space, not going to make it all the way through. Gets a great offload away. William Henry Ajudua. All that time up to Karoy. Karoy. McAfee takes that one in. Ball to Deacon. Deacon. At the 5-meter line. Good pressure here from Atlanta Old White. Gadsden goes wide, but it's picked off. The foot race is on. Duyan's got some speed. Out to the width they go. Player doesn't want to get isolated here. Heaton in there trying to take that one away. Ball still alive here for North Bay. Going to go back into the hands of Atlanta Old White. Is going to be a knock on there. But it might have been thrown back by Old White and picked up by North Bay. The initial knockout will come back for a scrum here to Atlanta Old White.
How about this hustle back from Duyan? Great intercept from North Bay. But we saw Duyan yesterday, had a few game-breaking runs on the offensive side of the ball, but then look at this scramble, and Matt Heaton right on scene too. Atlanta, great job scrambling back. North Bay trying to get numbers on scene, but a great cover scramble that time from Old White. And that's the type of hustle and that's the type of intensity you need to have in a national championship game. Remember, John, these guys played a full 80, a lot of them just 24 hours ago. You talked about the intensity in yesterday's game for both of them, the collision, the battering that their bodies have taken, and here they are a day later, rest and recover last night, get a good night's sleep, get some water on board, and back at it, and they're still working at it because that's what it takes to walk away with the national championship title.
O'Hanlon, ball in hand, a little wrap around that time. The centers are such a threat. They draw some people in. Bagby on the wing. He's no slouch on that side. Back out, middle of the field. McAfee. Ball taken away there. Great work from Crossler. Crossler making some ground. Ball's going to go back to North Bay. Good turnover. Hardig thought he saw some space back there. Block kick, gets the ball back in his hand. They're going to have to scramble a little bit to get reset now. Referee saying North Bay ball. Pod in there just to restructure. Hardig quickly. Another pod, big hard hits coming in from this Atlanta Old White team. Ball squirts out and it's theirs. Heaton puts a deft little pass in there, and now they're out to the wing. Big power from Imwanji Imase, but can't get through the tackle. Heaton into that distributor roll. Middle of the field they go. Mingo as the runners, little pop-up pass knocked on into the hands of Edward McHale.
No advantage.
Come back for the scrum.
Again, another spill in the collision for Atlanta. They've had a few of those. Here's another look at it. We talked about and celebrated the line speed for Atlanta, but the line speed from North Bay is also coming off the line pretty hot. They're putting in some good hits. They're jarring those balls loose. And so that one there earns themselves a scrum. But they're still under a bit of pressure. They're inside their 22. Here's another look at it. Flat pass from Atlanta. Ball gets jarred loose, and here we are, a scrum to North Bay. But still, again, lots of ways to go here. Inside your 22, you're still under a bit of pressure. You got to have the presence of mind to try to clear your lines.
Inside.
Going to clear the lines through Kunkel this time. He had a try, conversion, and penalty yesterday. So ran the gamut. Now the ball is in Duyan's hands. Duyan going to get around the first. Duyan, if he gets loose, he's dangerous. Gets across the 40-meter line. They reset. Gadsden steps in there. Hanlon pushes it in behind. There is some open space back here. They are pouring onto it. Try awarded. That's going to be Chris Bagby. Chases down an easy one. There was so many acres back there. Bagby gets a try. 10-0. We have our first lead change.
Acres, the space is right, and that's just a breakdown here for North Bay in terms of their back three rotation. You can see the wing come flying up. The fullback for North Bay nowhere on scene, so no one in their backfield. Really good heads-up play that time from Atlanta. And this ball sits up perfectly on the grass. And whoa, whoa, JB.
No TMO,
Whoa,
Mike. No
great
TMO.
Great work from our
Beautiful
camera crew.
touchdown there.
Great work from our camera crew. I'm going to maintain that he gets downward pressure and possession throughout. I never see that ball leave his possession forward. Fumbled it a little bit in trying to gather it, but nonetheless, that's a try for Atlanta.
Next Level Rugby bringing these great camera shots. Kick to come here from Timothy Imwangia and Masse. Has to go to a drop goal. Not going to happen. 10-5. 30 minutes almost gone in this one. This is what you want in a championship matchup. Tight as can be. We'll take a look at the try.
And that's just good heads-up play again. That's number 10, Shea O'Hanlon looking up. And then again, look at the white jerseys on scene. They've been hustling around all afternoon. And the celebratory arm in the air from Chris Bagby. Great chase from him. Great regather. Here's one more look at it. And take a look. Comes off the side of his foot as well. So a really well-placed kick. Great work that time from number 10, Shea O'Hanlon. Gets a little bit of rotation. John, that's when that ball comes off your foot like that when you put it on the ground. It's almost like a banana kick as it rolls along the ground. And it rolls straight into the hands of the on-rushing Bagby for the try.
Take a step here.
Mingo going to clear his lines here. That one may not have gone the distance he wanted, but contestable. Comes up, taken down initially by North Bay, but it's in Atlanta's hands. They're going to go again. Bagby just kicks it forward. Ball is there for Hardig coming back on it. Sorry, it wasn't Hardig. It was Quinn Western. Player came right down to the ball, so it's going to be a penalty here against Old White.
Mingo penalized there for diving on the player, but take a look. And again, look at the way he's kicking that ball banana style back into play. I mean, I love the way that they're just putting this ball back in the backfield of North Bay, and that was 11, Chris Bagby. He was the one that scored on the other end. And that time, rather than using his left foot along that left-hand sideline, he puts it sort of back into play, banana style off his right foot. and just not the result at the other end you wanted. But a nice kicking game displayed so far from this Atlanta side.
Not a clean line out, but ball in the hands of Ross Deacon. Ross Deacon steps a couple. Ross Deacon, a legendary rugby player. Plenty of various teams to his belt. McAfee there. Little tip pass. Standing in that first receiver spot was Kodoy. Breaking right through there is his center partner. It spills as he's going through. Mwangia Imasi.
John, I'll tell you what, this is not someone who I'd like to be in his path with a full head of steam. Knocks over one. Wow, here he comes on the next play. Take a look. This ball will get recycled. Oh, sorry. Had the wrong replay there. That's all right. Had the wrong replay there, but
certainly a
nonetheless.
powerful runner. They have some. They had to make some jersey number changes, Mike. And I'm having trouble telling apart the centers and the second rows for this team.
Here it is. That's right. Get off the bus, though. The bus is full, but how about that tackle that time from number 11 for North Bay? He has made some great plays, Quinn Western, and that one there, taking down a freight train as he was rumbling forward through the middle of the field.
Free kick here for North Bay. Infringement from Atlanta Old White at the scrum that time. North Bay slowing things down.
Just too much weight.
And, John, that's a gift from Atlanta to North Bay. I mean, you talk about coaches getting gray hair from certain situations. That's a moment where your coach is just feeling so incredibly frustrated because in that situation, all the pressure is on North Bay. They're backed up against their own goal line. They're at a set piece. You know what's going to happen. They're going to just keep it simple, drop in the pocket, and clear the ball and give you a line out, and likely give you a line out in their end. Instead, you give away a penalty at the set piece. You attack it a little bit too aggressively, and now a penalty to North Bay, and they maintain possession with a little bit of a breathing room cushion.
Try scorer Bagby in shot there, getting his positioning down. Ball's going to come in here from Fontana. Mingo into the middle of the field. O'Hanlon to the big runners. They go around the back to Duyan. Duyan has a runner coming in. Gadsden picks it up off his shoelaces. Great catch of the ball.
It's there. Use it. No, stop that.
Referee telling boys to stop being boys around the breakdown there as they go forward again, does Old White. Ball out back, looking for Karoy. Karoy puts in a nice long pass into the hands of Fontana. He's alone, but he's talented, but he hands the ball away that time. Well done, North Bay, to just rip that ball out of his hands. Pick it go comes in there from Gardner Thompson.
We're good with the steal there. Just always under pressure. They're rolling on our side every time. I mean, come on. Like, their hands are over before he's even out of the tackle.
You see Fontana here getting up a little slow, steps off his outside foot, brushes one defender. Good cover tackle. And again, that's number 11 for North Bay, making another big play for them. That's Quinn Western out in that wide channel. We saw him accelerate earlier on offense, but on defense so far he's made a couple of big plays. And woof, how about that upend of a tackle from Matt Heaton, who then gets a little bit of business on the ground.
I didn't just chase forward. Yes.
Scrum here for North Bay. Hardig has ball in hand. He's just chatting with the ref about thinking White's a little bit quick on the ball. Around those breakdown areas, it's such a race these days. Hardig gets that one in. Ball at Barbari's feet. Go skip past the first, get the ball to Van Noy. Quick ball out. They're going to go to the boot. Change fields, reverse it, put it behind Duyan and roll it out. Great result there. Great kick. The wind must be really swirling in that direction for that kicker to just completely change it there.
I'll tell you what, JP, that was a phenomenal kick from number 10, Chris Kunkel, for North Bay. And a bit of a backstory here, I got to be honest, as I see this roster. Chris Kunkel, I ran into him when he was just a young kid at a rugby camp years ago. And back then even, so much talent, such great rugby IQ, such great athleticism. It's tremendous to see him still playing local club rugby back in his home state of Maryland. I knew he had a lot of talent back then. He was a brilliant young man as a player, but even importantly, a really good kid. and you love to see that. We saw Brock Roper earlier in the previous game, another kid that I had come across at a rugby camp many years ago, and it's just fantastic to see so many of these players still playing and still playing in their home areas. Like, this is American club rugby at its finest. This is the blood, the heart and soul of our rugby community here in the United States, and that's why I love all the action that we've been witnessing this weekend.
Certainly is. Speaking of still playing, Russ Deacon is getting a look here around a minor injury. Sure, he'll be okay. Ross played for many teams across the country.
We can do water.
Seems to be getting up. Well, seems coming off the field, and it looks like he indeed is. Change going to come here. That's a big loss for Atlanta Old White.
That is a big loss, is right. He's a good presence at the base of their scrum, brings so much stability, so much experience. Having played with Ross at Rugby New York years ago in Major League Rugby, I mean, you just always have so much faith and confidence in a number 8 like that. When you're playing scrum half, you know you've got a stable platform to play with. And to lose a player like that for Atlanta, the leadership, the experience, just the presence of mind, the rugby IQ, that's a big loss for them. And speaking of rugby IQ, you get a look at their leader, Matt Heaton, there. And so he knows one of his counterparts in the back row is now off, and that's going to be a big loss for this Atlanta side.
It just shifts a little bit of that leadership burden there onto Heaton as they get ready to go. Fontana. Go to the back of the line out, knock it down. Messy right there. From one scrum half to another. Was it a knock-on from Old White first? It was indeed. If Harding got a hold of that, he would have been clear. It's going to be a scrum here for North Bay. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. 5 points in it. North Bay, an opportunity to tie this one up or better.
Yeah, opportunistic moment there for North Bay. Number 9, Sean Harding, almost thought he was off to the races. He thought that ball was going to jump up straight into his breadbasket, but it doesn't. Comes up a little bit awkwardly. Instead, though, still enjoying good field position. Lots of space to play in the open field. They just got to get a good, stable platform here off this scrum.
Ball out there from North Bay. Little switch back in. They bring Quinn Western in. Ball's messy right there. Knocked on this time by North Bay. Scrum inside their 22 for Old White.
I love this play call here from Chris Kunkel. Good intent, just not the right execution. This is one of those like Jonah Lomu style plays from back in the 90s. You got Jonah Lomu wearing 11 on your left wing. I mean, number 11, Quinn Western, with all due respect, is no Jonah Lomu size-wise, but we've seen his acceleration, and we want the ball in his hands if you're North Bay. So you run that 10-12 switch, continue to drag your opposite player across the field, and then switch back inside to your wing. It's such a good play when it's run well. Take a look. There's the first switch. Here comes the second, and you can see the space there. The space is there, just not the right angle that time from Quinn Western. He needed to take more of a diagonal into that open channel, and so we turned the ball over to Atlanta.
Old White under a little pressure there is going to push that one directly in a touch. Line out North Bay. Yeah, you're right. Just that space was wide open, just looking for Western. I've gotten to call Western a lot of 7s as well, and he's a good talent there. Knows his running lines, very steady in the way he plays. He can pour it on when he needs, and he's just always there where you need him.
Yeah, he's got that acceleration. He's done great work on the defensive side of the ball. He's got a good first step. That time, just again, the gap was there. It just wasn't the right angle that he took that play at. You know, he's looking for that almost diagonal line straight through the defense.
Drake gets that ball off a miscue. North Bay line out. They go forward. McAfee barrels into the midfield. Wide they go. Looking for some late points here. Our Atlanta Old White. Gadsden gives it out to the try scorer. Cutting back in there is Bagby. Hot of forwards waiting. Mingo. McAfee puts it out back. Middle of the field they go to Tyler Hisamoto. Hisamoto is going to get inside the 22. Mingo takes it forward himself. Nice little pass there from Fontana. They get it out. Duyan Very hard to stop from here and just dances around, finds his way to the middle of the field, and another try on the weekend. That's 3-2 yesterday. This one, Giovanni Duyan touches down for Atlanta Old White.
I'll tell you what, if you're Duyan, you finish that play off, but you better go find some of those guys that were shoveling that ball along the line, because watch the hands displayed by a group of forwards here. That was number 2. That was for Atlanta. Fontana shifting that ball across. Finds another forward, Jonathan Drake. So great handling from 2 Atlanta forwards to shift that ball to the wing. And then Duyan does the rest. Just a little stutter step to freeze his defender. Take an outside arc off his outside foot. And then dots down between the posts. So Duyan, we've seen his speed. We've seen his acceleration. But again, this play here, this is really comes down to some great handling by the forwards. There's the first one. Here comes the second. Offloading contact. That is outstanding work from this Atlanta forward pack. And then Duyan does the rest to freeze his defender.
Yeah, Duyan's footwork is beyond imaginable. It gets right around there, no problem, into the try zone for his first today. So 17-5. We're at the 40-minute mark, so we're in referee's time at the moment. Play could end any moment. With a half, we'll bring in the second half action, of course. High kick from North Bay. I believe they're going to bring this one all the way back.
Yep.
For a scrum of the 50, indeed they are. That is what Heaton would like. Error there on North Bay may compound it. I'm sure they just want to go into the sheds and get themselves set for a second half comeback.
Just to get off the dirt patch.
Easy decision there that time from Atlanta's captain, Matt Heaton. They're going to take that center field scrum. It's one of the best attacking platforms you can ask for in this game, and you can see already they're going to stack that left-hand side, and they're going to keep Duyan on this right touchline nearest to our TV screen. And if you're Atlanta, you're going to use this side. There it is. Look at all that space on this right-hand side. If they don't use this into Duyan's hands, that's a mistake. Hopefully here they'll try to punch one in before the end of the half. If you're North Bay, you've got to hold your discipline. You've got to hold your defensive lines and keep this scoreline at 17-5.
They do indeed come in this direction. Ball here, chip forward, right in a touch. Not going to go to Duyan. I'm not looking for it. We apparently have a little bit of time left. Indeed, we do not. Referee's going to whistle us there for halftime. 17-5. Old White Atlanta leads North Bay. Exciting second half coming. Stick with us.
Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today. Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. You need relief now. Pickle Juice is a hyperfunctional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrub caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. WorldRugbyShop.com, America's home for rugby.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing. It was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
It's the laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
What do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely...
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field. And
we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby has done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York.
Welcome back to Chicago, Illinois, playing host to USA Club Rugby Club National Championships. Atlanta Old White leads North Bay in the men's D2 final. Hard-fought first half. Going to be a great one. John Broker with Mike Petrie bringing you this. Mike, look at some highlights here.
And Atlanta came out of the gates hot. They scored in the opening minutes of play. Take a look. Just a really good latch and shove by Atlanta to get the opening score by number 4, Hisamoto. But then answering right back, North Bay through their scrum half, a quick little dart around the corner. Sean Hardick finds the try line. And from that point forward, though, Atlanta, take a look at this kick. Tons and tons of space in behind, a little bit of a banana grub kick. Lots of white jerseys on scene. It finds the hands, though, of number 11 for Atlanta. That's Chris Bagby that scores. And then again, some great handling from the Atlanta forwards, shoveling it to the outside channel, and then does the rest is number 14, Duyan. I mean, he is just so quick in space, freezes his defender, finds the uprights, dots down. And that's been the storyline so far. Not a lot of scoring, not a very high scoring affair. But certainly Atlanta, when they maintain possession, when they take North Bay through the phases, the good things have happened for them. On the other side of the ball, North Bay, they need a bit more possession. They didn't have a whole lot of ball to play with in that first half. They were starved of it a little bit. They showed glimpses of brilliance. They have some great athletes on the field. I think they need to put the ball in the hands of their number 11 that we spoke about a bit more. He's a game-changing type of player for them. And if they can find him a little bit more, I think that good things can happen for them in this game.
Yeah, they've been using him kind of in the middle of the field in space as well, where Bagby and Duyan tend to be sort of traditional wingers running down those side tracks. Pulling the wings in a little more are North Bay. We'll see if they continue to do that in this second half. Down by 12 at the moment, plenty to play for it. I'm sure they are up for it. North Bay gets this 2026 D2 National Championship match underway. Rolls over their head of Old White. Another kickoff mistake. Line out for Old White. Deep inside their own zone.
Another kickoff mistake is right, and that's not the way you want to start your half. But if you're North Bay, you couldn't have scripted this better unless you recover it and score a try. I mean, this is the type of pressure you want to apply right from the get-go. You're in a 12-point hole. You got to try to climb out of it, and this is a great place to start your climb.
Okay, it's 4, so drop 1. Here we go. Time back on.
Referee just making sure the numbers are set. Time is good. It's going to go up and it being taken down there. Ball coming forward. Hisamoto has it. Good drive coming here from Atlanta Old White. They made themselves some ground. Great tactics. Split completely apart are North Bay. This has not changed from one wall to another. So they could drive this as far as they would like. North Bay able to regather outside of their 22.
Away, off. Outside.
Allows Mingo to hang that one up in the air. It's in the middle of the field. Well taken from North Bay. Soriano takes that in. Trying to drive forward. Getting a little ball going here. Hardig moves it out to that left-hand side. Wide little bouncer, but they're going to be able to pick that one up. Do they have this power down the left-hand side? They've run into a couple of very large defenders for Atlanta Old White.
Offside.
Again, speed of large defenders. Tyler Hisamoto came in, but it was offsides against the Atlanta 10. Little tip pass keeps us going, however. So we have a penalty advantage for North Bay. North Bay has some runners coming in. They have a new advantage. Those players were lazy runners offside. They're outside. Do they have the speed here? Looking for it right there is Rodriguez. Nicholas Rodriguez comes back in field. Really patchy start here for the Atlanta defense. Committed some silly penalties on the way through here as ball comes up to Hardig. Hardig's going to come back to that right-hand side. Puts it in the hands of Daniel Phillips. Sending the big boys in. Quick ball coming. Soriano going to take a big hit from his opposite number, Gadsden. Hardig. Runners coming. Trying to come in over that was Isamoto, but not available. Ball goes to Crosser. He's been active. High work rate around the field.
Time off. Time off.
We're going to have a conversation here. Maybe one too many penalties.
So we have 11 offsides. So we have 18 never on. Our penalty count is really ticking up down here.
It's offside, isn't it?
Yes, we have to clean that up.
All right,
Okay. You have an option of here or here. Okay, we'll come up here. 18 offsides.
We go back to an original offsides there. Warning one more time. I would imagine somebody goes in. Mike, that might just be some of the fatigue from yesterday.
Bit of the fatigue, but also just credit to North Bay, just taking Atlanta through phases. When you do that and you've got a defense that's backpedaling, that's how you get yourself penalties. You just got to maintain possession, be accurate in what you do, and here they go. They go with the quick tap option. I'm liking this from North Bay in the opening of the second half so far.
Godoy makes a big hit, but ball back up in the hands. Thompson. They're going with a bit of a quick ruck opportunity here, trying to stay away from the battle of power. Obviously a bit of size here for Atlanta. Hardig comes back to that left-hand side. Ball goes in quickly. Player in and over it. Izzy off his feet. Got another advantage here. This could be a card. They're in a bit of trouble here. Ardland Old White as Phillips takes it on. Harding. Back to the big boys. Left-hand side they go. Around comes Crossley. Can't find too much space. To the backs they go, looking for some space in the middle of the field. That one gets knocked forward by an Atlanta player.
Never rolling out. 4.
Looks like they're going to escape getting the card here, but another penalty for North Bay down in their 22.
I think they're escaping danger here for sure. The referee had just warned them about penalties, but here we go. North Bay keeping the foot on the gas.
Running right into the big fellas they go. They're putting some little tip passes out here. Ball slips, but it's still there. It's in the hand of Ethan Reese. Good cleanup. Ball comes in, no knock on there. Get a little more precision with the ball. They're going to go for a pick and go here. Just getting that reset. Here come North Bay. That's the 5-meter line you see. Happy to inch their way forward if they need to. Mired in the same space for a couple of phases. Will they change? They will. Ball's going to come out there to Kunkel. Kunkel has a couple of wraparound players there. They have some numbers out wide. They're going to cut back in. That's Quinn Western. He cannot get there. Western with all the endeavor in the world. Ball still alive. Kunkel has it in hand. Want to make sure it's not held up. It is certainly not. It is touchdown. Sidney Kunkel gets a try. 10 points or 5 points on the board. They go to 10.
Great patience, great persistence, great start to this second half by this North Bay side. Chris Kunkel punches over for the try, but take a look. We talked about putting the ball in Quinn Western's hands, and here's why. He's just electric. He's so dynamic, such a good first step. And again, this has got Atlanta scrambling backwards. They're on the back foot, and then Kunkel, leg drive over the line. That is just persistence and the patience for North Bay. They've been camped out down here. One of the comments that I made, John, was that they had to just have possession. They needed possession, and they needed possession in the right area of the field. In this second half, they have had exactly that, and it comes all the way back, John, remember, to the opening kickoff that Atlanta let hit the ground. And since then, North Bay has been knocking on the door of this try.
Hard to want that one back. Didn't quite happen as we're taking a look at the sheer will of Chris Kunkel here, knowing they need 5 points, and he's going to get it.
And the intensity even at which they enter the breakdown. You could see the backs from North Bay. That's number 12 that time. That's Vinoy just going heavy artillery over top of the ball carrier to win the ball back. And then Kunkel, leg drive, look at him. He is up for it. They are energized, and they are right back in this game. We've got ourselves a ball game here now, John. This is a one-score game.
17-10, plenty of time to go. Just 7 minutes gone. USA Club Rugby's 2026 Division II National Championship match. North Bay takes the restart. Keaton needs to be in everything.
Stay here.
Ball out a little wider, little pop pass there. Got to be careful inside their 22 here. Do North Bay. There's what they're looking for. Kunkel. Downfield. And he came from inside, so it's going to be line out here for Old White.
And I love what they did there. You got a glimpse of one of our national championships in the backdrop there, one of the women's teams with a trophy and a team photo. So congratulations to that group. But what's happening here in play, and that was Life West in the background that just won that game. So congratulations to Life West. But I'll tell you what, the Rugby IQ heads-up play just now from North Bay. They were outside their 22. They reset back inside their 22 with a small forward pod. And that allows Kunkel to drop in the pocket and slam it out of bounds around midfield. So really good heads-up play from North Bay that time.
Karoy is going to take that one straight up the guts. McAfee works his way through that tackle. Now they've got some room out there Closed down as the outside comes back in to Mingo. And a knock-on advantage, so that is over. Inside the 22 here are Atlanta Old White. We saw yesterday they don't like to be scored upon. They score right afterwards many, many times, and they're looking for it again right here as the ball comes back into Gadsden. And Gadsden nearly got his hands free there. I have to reset that one. Defensive commitment from Kunkel, making sure he doesn't get through. Ball there to Seiler. That from O'Hanlon, mishandled. Scrum for North Bay.
And another handling error in the midfield from this Atlanta side. We've seen several of those as they run into these collisions. And you get a look at the tired bodies, John. They are hurting right now. 50 minutes into this national championship game. Remember, they played a lot of them a full 80, 24 hours ago. But man, oh man, they've got to dip into the reserves. 30 minutes left between one of these two sides and a national championship title for their club. You see subs coming on now. This is about the time you need some impact players. There's some heavy breathing, some heavy legs. And right now, North Bay still under a bit of pressure. My guess here, get a good stable platform, find Chris Kunkel in the pocket, and let him play you upfield. I think he's got a great leg on him. Let him send you upfield and just give yourself some breathing room.
Referee going to bring this one up. Just want to make sure with this little bit of fatigue, everybody stays steady and stable.
Yeah, this week's been nice. It's ready for a boot. Yeah, let's go.
Setting down again.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
It is that stable scrum. It does go right there to Kunkel. Kunkel launches it downfield. The Oracle, Mike Petrie, telling you exactly what's going to happen. Ball will be a line out here for Old White. Kunkel might not have got it in the distance he wanted. You can see the intensity in his look.
He went for the spiral kick, John. I think he just needed, you see his hands up there. He went for the spiral kick. He was trying to just launch that thing downfield. He had plenty of time. He's got so much control and so much accuracy with it. I think he should have went for the end-over-end kick there, but nonetheless, goes for the spiral punt, doesn't get the strike he wants, and Atlanta stays in attacking territory.
Ball in the middle of the field. Howard coming from Atlanta to set up that first phase. You see the defense wrapping around there for North Bay. Ever committed. Mingo. They're going to go back to the other field. Gadsden sails it by McAfee. It's a one-on-one out here. Try score Bagby. Not going to get through, but they're going to recycle this ball. Little slip there from Old White. Scrum here for North Bay outside their 22 this time.
And another handling error from Old White. That time, not even in a collision, just dropping the ball short of contact. And you can see the smile there from number 18, McAfee. This pass comes a little bit low. Here it is. Little low, below the waistline, and just enough. Remember, like we said, these boys, all they played yesterday, they're tired bodies. Your passes have to be accurate. You got to hit people in their breadbasket. You don't want people to have to just reach down or reach up for these passes. People are struggling. Their bodies are sore. And then once they get the ball, they catch it, then they can start to drop their body height into contact. But for now, the accuracy of pass at this stage of the game is so important. As North Bay, though, again, they're still under pressure. They're only just outside their 22 right now.
Set!
Hardig gets North Bay going again. Ball to Kunkel. Middle of the field, they have their runners. They try a little deceptive move. They're going to get the ball back. Didn't gain too much territory, but they've set up their structure. Little tip pass there. Almost a breakaway for Crossler. Penalty against. Got just that little bit isolated. Atlanta, no problem. Looked like McAfee.
And I think there, North Bay, they've spent so much time in this area of the field. They just needed to sit in the pocket and clear their lines. Instead, they try to have a run. It almost pays off for them. They get a little half line break, but what that does is it just creates their ball carrier being isolated. And Atlanta has shown that they are so good and so strong over the ball, especially against isolated runners. And so now Atlanta, their defensive patience in this area of the field is going to earn themselves a shot at 3 points. And there it is, that little bit of isolation. And guess who it is? That's McAfee who gets over top of the ball. Moments ago, he was the one that coughed up that low pass for the knock-on. And so this here, from directly in front, a shot at goal for Atlanta.
Timothy Imawanja Imase steps up for it. He was good yesterday from the tee as well. Wind getting him. He's got to go to the drop kick again. Let's see how this hits. Referee's happy with it. So are assistant referees. So 3 points there. Not quite one off the tee, but he got them. That gives a little cushion there to Atlanta Old White moving forward in this game.
Look at the smile. Yeah, look at the smile that time from Wanji Masi. The ball falls off the tee. He still knocks it through. And his team will be smiling too because this gives them a bit of breathing room. It's more than a 1 point game. Great drop kick that time. Falls off the tee. Presence of mind to pick it up and knock it through. I absolutely love that. Great play. And we've got ourselves a 10-point ball game. So North Bay now had spent a lot of time camped out in their own end. They have a chance now to turn the tide, though. Good pressure on the kick, and they're going to get into the attacking area for Atlanta for the first time in quite a bit.
Well pressured off of that restart. Go ahead, Mike.
No, just quite. They haven't been here in a while. They've been camped out in their own 22. And so that territory game is so important right now. North Bay needs to try to play in the right areas of the field.
Ball out, not clean, but they're going to get it back. So an advantage for a knock-on, but a break right there. Here come North Bay. Knock-on advantage has been taken away, so good to go playing across the field. They've got some runners on the width out there. Let's see how they do. They go wide quickly. Nice break back in from Soriano. As they come to Kunkel. Take that one into contact on his own. We have time off. There may have been a bit of foul play here. We'll see how this comes around.
This is likely going to be a high tackle. There it is. When the defender is upright, Kunkel's to his feet, thankfully, but take a look at this shot. We're going to have a referee conference here to talk about it.
I have White, number 19, making head contact. It's foul play because it's upright. It's not a high degree of danger because it raises up, and I have mitigation for sudden change. So I'm on penalty only.
Agree.
Okay. 19.
Not a high degree because he dipped into the tackle, right? He ducked in. Just a penalty. His first.
Okay, so you're lucky to be on this field still? Because we have a high tackle, it's upright, it's not a high degree of danger, and there's mitigation. So I need you to bring your tackles down.
That's what I was trying to say.
Bit of luck there for Atlanta Old White. Really, that could have been a yellow card. They could have lost a player for 10 minutes of this national championship match. But it'll be a penalty here for North Bay. They're going to put this one in the corner, possibly try to drive it over. Like, interesting result there.
Give Captain Matt Heaton for Atlanta a whistle. That's not his first rodeo in that situation. He could hear him right away. He was like, but the ball carrier dropped his body height, so there's mitigation. He knows.
Okay. Do we have
Comes straight into that conversation with some evidence of what happened. And so, yeah, you're right. There was a mitigating factor. Kunkel did drop a little bit, but any time a defender goes into contact totally upright, you're looking at least a penalty. And so you hear the checklist that the referees go through. There was foul play. There was head contact, and then they look at the degree of danger and they look at mitigating factors to determine how severe the outcome is.
Changes coming here. Ball comes down. It's knocked around. Who has it in their hand? It's Atlanta Old White. Look like Heaton up there disrupted that one. So Atlanta near their own try line, but not without the ball. It's their decision. Escobedo here gets it back. Good pressure coming on O'Hanlon. Keep the ball in field. Going to get it to Soriano in the middle. Ball spills. Duyan is onto it. Can't make the tackle. Running into a couple of players. Ball's going to come back. Fence. In order here. That tackle happens. Nearly held up in the contact. Crossler takes a big shot that time. Looking to get that ball through some spaces are North Bay. Crossler this time. Couple of players on him. He's going to make the distance. Hardig Back in control again. Chips that one over the top. There's space back there. The foot race is on. Is it tri-zone too small? It is not. But Bagby is going to get back and touch that one down.
And I'm so happy we're sitting on this replay from this tip pass from Chris Kunkel in real time. This was awesome. Take a look. Great line speed from Atlanta, and Kunkel just flings it on. We mentioned earlier, I had run into him when I was a kid, and his skills even back then, his presence of mind as a playmaker, his skills around the ball, I mean, they're still evident now. That was a fantastic play from Kunkel. And then a great kick over the top. There was lots of space there. Sean Hardig saw it, didn't get the sit-up that he wanted, but nonetheless, they're still in this attacking area of the field.
Hardig takes that one down, gets it to Van Noy. They're coming down that left-hand side. Barreling through with the feet, keeping it pumping, trying to get some distance. You don't want to isolate yourself against this Atlanta Old White team. They can poach. You nearly saw it right there. Hardig. Kunkel. Player in the way there. Is it all is available according to the ref? A wily play possibly from Jonathan Drake. Runners down the left-hand side. They're going to keep that one tight, break it through there. Soriano. He's got his opposite number. He's got another player to beat. They get that ball back. Knock on by Old White in the action there.
Time's off. Medic.
Time is off here. Going to be a collision. We're going to have to bring a medic onto the field here.
It was on the ground. Just give him some space, please.
And you hope that Soriano is okay. That was a great line break into the heart of that Atlanta defense. Saw a couple white jerseys in front of him. Tried a bit of a stutter step, but really didn't have any space around him to work with. And he's getting a bit of attention right now, and this is definitely not what you want to see as we enter this last quarter of play.
Yeah,
fantastic
certainly not
move.
exciting. Exciting game of rugby. Soriano adding so much to it. Hope the best for this player, of course. Great medical staff for the teams as well as here at USA Club Rugby, Chicago Blaze facility. Taking off his scrum cap there, Mike, so he's moving a little bit. Good to sign.
Yeah, in games like this, John, that's
Well,
you just got to wish him the best right now. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, we'll step aside while they attend to the player. We'll be right back.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments. I mean,
just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely.
Nah, one word is family. Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like give it my all on the field. And
we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby has done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, oh, I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls' rugby, is really strong, and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an outlet for physical contact or something to blow off steam just as much as men do, and they're just as physical, and we're just as, I guess you can say, aggressive as men can be, and we can be just as successful on the rugby field. So I think it just helped me learn that whatever a man can do, I can do it. It's no worries. I can do exactly what they can do.
Growing up in Mississippi, my prayer was, for as long as I can remember, God, use me. Use me, use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me, use me. What would you have me to do? And that dream, that desire, that prayer brought me somehow to television.
And she's gonna learn that this life will hit you hard in the face, wait for you to get back up just so it can kick you in the stomach. But getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they like the taste of air.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy of their promise, if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility, that belief that here in America there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it, then we must work like never before.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
Movements for peace when all seems lost. Together, I do believe it is part of the American mission to ensure that people everywhere, women and men alike, finally have the opportunity to live up to their own God-given potential.
It's huge. There's limitations. There's been greater limitations before my involvement, which has stopped some athletes from being able to chase their dreams and having to go and fulfill a 9-to-5 job just to live, really.
So in life, you know, there are moments when you stop and ask yourself, how did I get here? Like, why am I standing here? Girls have the power to change the world. It is a fact. There's a really, really beautiful quote that I read recently, and I think it's absolutely appropriate to explain what I'm trying to say today. The hand that rocks the cradle, the procreator, the mother of tomorrow, a woman shapes the destiny of civilization. Such is the tragic irony of fate that a beautiful creation such as a girl child is today one of the gravest concerns facing humanity.
Old Boys Rugby LLC delivers premium apparel crafted for former players who carry the game with them long after the final whistle. Every piece is designed for the match day experience, from the pitch to the third half, and a percentage of every sale goes directly to supporting youth rugby development. Designed for matches, third half celebrations, and everything in between. Old Boys Rugby gives back with a percentage of proceeds for supporting the next generation of rugby athletes through youth development programs.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. Not too hard to say. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so fun.
We are back here. It is the Division II championship matchup. Unfortunate injury to Jake Soriano. We wish the best to Jake and his family. Medical staff taking care of him. He was moving. He's going to get checked out here. It's going to result in a knock-on from Atlanta Old White. So right in front of the posts, it's going to be North Bay ball. A little bit more to play for. One of their brothers suffered an unfortunate injury there. They've got 20 minutes. They've got 10 points to recover. Old White on defense here. Sean Hardig with the ball. Big drive comes in from Old White. Hardig gets it in his hands. Here comes Kunkel. Tries to get by one. Driving towards the line. Gadsden made that tackle. Going forward. Keeping it alive. Referee saying that's a maul, but the ball squirts out into Old White's hands. Tomboy has it. I haven't seen a ton of Tomboy today. Try scorer yesterday.
Use it now.
Escobedo has the ball. Replacement scrum half wearing number 20. Escobedo getting it back, shaping for a box kick. From his own 5-meter line. Going to put that one right in a touch. Line out here for North Bay.
North Bay stays in the attacking area of the field, just inside the 22. Not quite as good a field position on that center field scrum, but how about the way Atlanta attacked that set piece and put them under pressure?
Good change there from North Bay. They had a little bit of an issue at those lineouts, so they went quick. No need to wait, but that's a problem when you give Duyan the ball. Duyan has a tackler on him, intercepts that one, gets up into that passing lane. Well done, Old White. Drake coming in into that distributor role. That one knocks off into the hands of North Bay. North Bay coming across the field here. Replacement on, and Jeremy Smith takes that one in. Little tip passes. They're looking to work these from the outside. Better covered that time as Drake gets it over from Old White. He is the first receiver of that ball, so they get it to Gouda. Ball now into the hands of Henry Ajudua. Looking to get an offload. It was O'Hanlon, but it comes back to North Bay. A little bit of sevens. Messy ball breaking out at the moment for both these teams. Referee's going to whistle it up. It was going to be an initial knock-on by Old White to a scrum for North Bay just outside their 22.
And a bit of back and forth there, coughing the ball up. Turnovers galore, but it starts with Duyan sprinting up into that outside channel and just getting in the passing lane. And North Bay, unfortunately, just slinging that ball right into his hands. And he turns the tides on him. North Bay does a great job to scramble back because we've seen Duyan with some pace. And North Bay, again, less than 20 to go, down by 10. They had to make a play. They get back, they make it. And then they turn the ball over. So a scrum for them, but not quite the field position they had just moments ago.
Certainly not. They're back at their own 22 now. Ball comes in. Old White's starting to really push at these scrums. All the Kunkel's hands looking to get a runner through. Can't get it with Barry Tapp, but they're going to recycle this ball. Van Noy on the second receiver. It goes right inside of him. Now ball in hand. Kunkel goes to the boot, finds some distance. Gadsden again takes it in the air. I don't think he's missed one yet. As the ball comes out into the hands of Antarius Branch. Antarius Branch comes in with some velocity, but taken down. Katambwa. Escobedo gads in that first receiver spot. Shows, takes the ball himself. Crossler trying to get in over that one. Can't dislodge it. Escobedo back in the other direction. Looking for the space there is O'Hanlon, but it opens up for Gouda. Gouda gets the ball outside. William Henry Adjua. Pressure coming on from Old White. Looking to extend this lead. Gouda, ball in hand. Escobedo finds some runners. Katambwa. Ball spills. Scrum here, even closer in now for North Bay, but try averted.
And another handling error from Atlanta. Everything was going so well for them. They were making yards, going upfield. They were finding gaps, putting pressure on this North Bay defense. And then, unfortunately, they just coughed that ball up. Unfortunate stuff for the Atlanta side, who were looking so sharp just now. And again, North Bay had a lot of territory and a lot of possession throughout this second half. Atlanta not had a lot to work with so far, but North Bay just cannot find that try zone. Whether they threw an intercept, whether they just have the tables turned on them from a kick. You could see that wind. Look at the trees in the background. Look at the dust kicking up. The tents are blowing away. I mean, the wind out there is just incredible. It's hard to appreciate when we're watching through our screen what these players are dealing with. You could even see the camera shaking a little bit right now.
Still a D1 final between Old Blue and Seattle to come up. New York, Seattle. After this one, if this wind continues to pick up, that will get interesting. Change coming here for North Bay.
All right, time's back on.
You're right there.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Branch reserve on the field. Ball comes in again. Pressure coming in from Old White. They've stolen that. That's a rarity, and it happened right there. Looking to come around the corner is Kodoy. Escobedo scoops it, brings it back in as Muhammad Abdullah. Abdullah scored yesterday. Gouda. Penalty there against North Bay. Not rolling away. Katambwa has it. Going to take the scrum. Heaton, you can see him just calming everybody down there, Mike.
And that is absolutely the right call. The past couple scrums for Atlanta, they have been so powerful and so strong. And that one there, they stole on a North Bay put-in. And so right now, this is just more than a one-score game. If you go for three, it's a pretty easy shot. I mean, the wind is obviously a factor, but it's pretty close to the post there. You'd imagine it wouldn't be a difficult kick, and they might get 3 extra points on the board. But here, if they can score, they might just put this game out of reach and put this game to bed.
Escobedo. Big drive coming here from Old White, but that ball slips out the back. And another little handling error. Scrum here for North Bay.
Handling error is right, but you saw the intent. Atlanta was going forward. They just couldn't control the ball at the back. And I'll tell you what, that's where they missed number 8, Ross Deacon. We talked about the loss that he has on the field. We talked about the security that he offers at the base of their scrum. Their scrum was going forward. And that's where you need a number 8 that could just play a bit of soccer at the back and dribble the ball forward underneath their feet. Atlanta can't do it. The ball spills out, and then they spill it in contact. So a turnover to North Bay, and a bit lucky that time that the ball turns in their favor.
Certainly had been. Ball's going to come in here from North Bay. Hardig gets that one out quick. They're looking to go wide. They're not afraid to run. They don't need the points here inside their own 22, but they've gotten the ball to width, drawing the Old White defense. Hardy.
It's out. Take it back.
Down to the wing they go. Quinn Western has some company. Quinn Western gets through that one. Tip back in. Looking for those 5-pointers. Looking to run our North Bay. Heaton making a menace of himself. There's another pod here. little slower for Harding this time. Now they go. Van Oy has it. Van Oy gets it a little wider. Crossler gets it out, but the ball spills forward, just hangs up in that wind a little bit. Seemed to have a knock on first, may have gone in a touch, so it might be a choice here for Heaton.
North Bay, unfortunately, that time just cannot connect and string the passes together in the outside channel. They do a good job of maintaining possession, good leg drive and contact, a bit of good handling from some of their forward players. You talked about that quick shift back inside just to avoid that first collision. But then on the outside channel, that wind getting the better of them. As you hear some of the North Bay fans getting up for it. Lots of friends and family traveling, I'm sure, in their club. This is what it's all about. This is the highest level of American rugby competition for these particular clubs in this D2 National Championship final, and they're excited.
Little wraparound pull pass out the back. Now Duyan has it. Duyan's through. Duyan's away. This is where he is unstoppable. This may seal it. Duyan finally found his space. It is an impressive run there for Giovanni Duyan. It just opened up, and he did not need a second invitation.
Did not need a second invitation. And I'll tell you what, I said it yesterday. I saw a team score off this, and it might very well have been Atlanta, and it might very well have been Duyan. But that play where you send two attacking runners up into the midfield, and then you wrap your playmaker around the back, and you bring your blindside wing in, look at this space. And when you've got someone with the pace of Duyan, all you need is a bit of daylight. That's all you need. And that's exactly what he gets. He gets a bit of daylight, turns on the accelerator, sprints through the gap, and then he scores between the uprights. I absolutely love that play. I've said it, and I'll say it again. When I'm coaching, JB, that's one of the first plays I put in our playbook for the backs, and that's exactly why. When you have pace like that, you have pace to burn, and all you need is just a glimpse of daylight. Take a look. Here it is, 12 and 13, go hard at the line, 10 out the back. Blindside wing enters late, and again, just an open door, and he'll go through it.
Really simple move at the end of the day, right? Send two big boys running. They've got a short option. They've got a back shot, and you got a smart fly half there coming around. And a runner like Duyan is going to clean that up every time. So 9 minutes. There's the trophy that is on offer for the winner of this game. Division II National Championship. Time is winding down for North Bay. They have been fantastic so far in this one. Edged out by Old White, getting it done. Going to be a line out here to North Bay. We're about 8.5 minutes left.
And here's another look at it. There's the wrap. And again, I love this play because there's just so many options. The first receiver can keep it. He can shift it just to a quick play to his second ball runner to his outside, go back to the fly half. There's just so many options to it, so many layers to that attack, and I love it. When you've got someone like Duyan with pace to burn, you got to use him.
Knock on there, advantage to Old White. So look at this, Lumba Katambwa is going to head towards the try line. Lumba Katambwa touches down. A little knock on comes from North Bay. Good, wise play by this player right here, and try awarded. That may be that for the D2 National Championship.
And, John, I'm going to hold my breath because after watching the last D3 National Championship, and we saw Syracuse overcome a 17-point deficit with just about 10 minutes on the clock to come away with a win. I'm not going to write North Bay off, but this could very well have done it. This Atlanta side has just been overpowering in this tournament. And right now, they're getting their tails up and they're getting some wind in their sails as they head into the home stretch here with a very comfortable lead.
Yeah, they certainly are. Again, stay tuned. It's going to be New York Old Blue, or Old Blue New York, as they like to be called, taking on Seattle Orcas in the D1 Championship after this. Championship trophies handed out all day today. As you heard, Syracuse just won that D3 in one of the most exciting matches you're going to watch. Katambwa converts. Katambwa scores, It's going to be Mwangia Imasi to convert. Tough angle, bit of wind. Not going to hit there for the number 13. But they have a 22-point lead with just about 6 minutes to go.
And there's another look at it. The ball just spills out of that breakdown. Bit of footwork that time by Katambua, and away he goes. And you can see the North Bay players a bit frustrated at this point in time. Down by 22 points, 7 or 8 minutes left on this play clock. And they put in quite a shift, John. You got to give a lot of credit to this North Bay side. But this Atlanta team, like we said, has just been overpowering in this match so far.
Both teams at Kansas City yesterday and North Bay today have played Atlanta Old White really well. With those weapons you see, they could certainly pour it on if they had the opportunity. So credit to these teams. The ball comes out here for Atlanta Old White.
No, you're trapped in it. No, stay out.
Escobedo watches his player take that. Out the back they go. Little quick hands there. Can't get that one away to the try scorer, Duyan. It was Imwangia Imase trying for the quick hands. Referee says we have some change coming in.
Thumbs off. Is there an injury back down there?
Yeah, and Atlanta has struggled with their handling at times throughout this match, but not struggled enough because the scoreline has been in their favor throughout most of this game. And North Bay just haven't been able to muster it together and string phases together to find that try line. They've put Atlanta under pressure. They've had possession in the right area of the field, especially in this second half. Just unfortunately for their fans and their community, unable to convert. But again, they've put in such a shift as we count down these final 5 minutes of play.
North Bay's fans cheering them on. I want to see a good finish from their team here. Ball is up. Penalty against Old White. Driving illegally in there. Heaton, even with this lead, having a chat with the ref, trying to get the call reversed. Probably not going to work. Here come North Bay. North Bay. Right through some space there. There's a little outside room. Chip ahead. Inside the 22. Well taken there by Duyan. Duyan has a couple of players on him, gets by the first. Duyan cruising down the field. Kunkel's going to take him down. Escobedo pushes that little bit of space out there and gets it to a runner. Long kick downfield. They're going to roll that one a touch. Atlanta Old White happy just to wind out the time here. 4 minutes in the game clock.
And you can hear that wind just gusting. And take a look at the flags. Take a look at people's hair. I mean, the blistering wind on that field, it's got to be really difficult for these players to just throw and kick throughout this game. Take a look at those flags. Wow. Tough conditions to play in, but smiles abound for this Atlanta side as they are just moments away from a Division II national championship trophy.
I have to really mention during the game, this will be a defending champion. This will be 2 in a row here for Atlanta Old White as North Bay continue to work their way forward. Come. Rumors of potential moves up to D1 for Old White. Certainly have the talent. Van Noy gets it wide. Gets it up to Tap. Tap tries to put it back, but throws it forward, so it's in touch. Scrum here for Old White. 77 minutes. 3 minutes to go.
No, I need you to push straight across. I can't have you drive up. You have to drive flat and parallel to the ground.
You hear our referee there they're looking at visual cues in these scrums. I mean, many of our referees, myself included, I'm going to join this brigade that's never played in the scrum, never played in the front row, and so they're trying to arbitrate this area of play just by what they see in visual cues. And one of the things they're looking for is square hips, straight drive, and a body height, their upper body that's parallel to the ground. And so if they can see any type of upward movement from any of these front row players, they're going to get penalized. And what I will say, though, is Atlanta has been dominant in this aspect of play at the past couple of set pieces. And I think that's why Captain Matt Heaton is so frustrated, because they have had forward dominance in the aspect of play, but they were penalized last time for it.
Another wraparound play there with the two centers coming in. They don't get the Duyan run they did last time, but they're going to get the ball across field. North Bay in on it. Escobedo digging for it. A referee says that's fine. It's North Bay ball. Minute and a half on the game clock. Defending champions Atlanta Old White will be the call. Ball out. Reserve in the hands of Brenton Vellante for North Bay. Off of a left boot, looking for some space, looking for some final moments here where the ball comes back to Imwanjia Imase. Has been immense for this Atlanta Old White team. Such rugby intelligence combined with pure physicality. Ball clears back and forth. Referee telling North Bay to leave it. Spot over the top there. 3 Old White players coming onto it. Duyan coming onto it. Slips out of his hands, and it's in a touch. So it should be North Bay ball in either a scrum or a line out deep in their own end. 30 seconds on the clock.
Scrum, Sarsen. Scrum here.
And there it is. The ball just bouncing around, but look at Atlanta still on scene. And just not quite the bounce. There it, whoa. Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Duyan. Almost what could have been a hat trick for Duyan. And you can see, though, all smiles for Duyan as his team is now hit the 80-minute mark. They can all but celebrate a national championship title for this Atlanta Old White side.
Great work from North Bay. Big late drive here. Penalty. It's going to go to Harding. They're going to go for it. They have the distance to the field to go, but have to take it from the mark. Referee's going to bring them back. May take it anyway. Harding gathers. Into touch they go. So it'll be their line out after 80 minutes. Play cannot end on a penalty.
John, you got to love this enthusiasm from this North Bay side. Time is over. They have no chance of winning here, but still so much at stake. And they are just going to continue to throw this kitchen sink at this Atlanta side.
And then they go to the outside looking to do just that. Player taken down. One of the reserves in there, Jeremy Smith. Crossfield they come, pod of forwards. They're not abandoning their style, throwing the kitchen sink completely. They're looking to play the way that North Bay plays. Getting isolated here. They're going to come back with Harding. Such an instrumental player to the tempo of this team. And again.
Away! Leave it, John!
Referee telling the players to get away there. Old White, you can hear the captain just telling them to get away. He wants this game to end cleanly. Doesn't need any more penalties from his team. At 2 minutes after time here, North Bay keeping this one alive. Little tip pass out there. Another one. Now they go wide. Looking to get the run in here. That is Crossler. It would be well-deserved. Crossler stays in field. Crossler looking for it. Gets it away into the hands of Barry Tapp. Ball gets turned over there. Escobedo has it. Escobedo keeping the ball alive here. Looking for a run for himself. Fascinating little move. As the ball comes, and Old White's going to keep playing. We have a game on our hands here after the game. Escobedo now gets it back as cooler heads may prevail. Ball pushed downfield. They're not going to push that one in a touch, though. So North Bay has another opportunity. This is some fascinating tactics right now as the ball comes to Quinn Western. Quinn Western can't get past Escobedo. Gets that ball out. Kunkel has it. Kunkel Ball in hand, looking for a couple of people, gets it into the hands of one of the Old White players. Now they go wide. That one's locked on. Referee spots it, and that is going to be your 2026 defending national champions. It is Atlanta Old White 32 and a very game North Bay 10. What a win. We're going to have trophy presentations, and we are going to have some talk, some interviews. But the first thing we will do is recap this game in just a minute. Mike, a good win here for Old White.
Great win for Atlanta. Congratulations to this Atlanta Old White side. They put in quite a shift this entire weekend, but let's give credit where it's due. This North Bay team, they fought till the very end, all the way up till that 83rd minute. They threw everything they had at this game, everything they had into this weekend. A hard-fought win yesterday. 24 hours later, turned it around against the defending national champions in this second division, and they gave it everything they have. Really credit to this North Bay side.
Yeah, Hardig right there played such an instrumental role from that 9 position coming in, and this kick we talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, the ball sits up there nicely, and the bounce of the ball went in Atlanta's favor so many different ways. Some great handling work from the forwards. One of 2 tries here for Duyan, who just darts around towards midfield. Here's his second coming now. This set-piece move that we said where all he needs is a little bit of daylight to sprint through it. And away he goes off to the races. Tucks the ball under his arm and straight between the uprights. And here's another one. This is our final score of the game. Bit of fancy footwork and some soccer that time off the ground from Katambwa.
But a good win. Atlanta Old White showing up again here. Again, back-to-back champions shaking hands with this North Bay team as we get set to hand out some hardware. North Bay, everything to be proud of. Great season. Some good core players on the team as they start to gather here. USA Club Rugby will be handing out trophies for this side. Again, following this, a couple-minute break. It's going to be Old Blue New York versus the Seattle Orcas in the D1 National Championship. Players coming together here, getting their medals. We're going to go down to Lance Kavanaugh.
We are down on the field here with the runners-up, North Bay, to present the runner-up trophy, David McPhail.
North Bay, hell of a season. Great semifinal yesterday. Great to see you out here. As you know, these guys put up a hell of a fight last year. They showed why they're a defending champion. But hell, you took them to the run. Excellent effort. Congratulations, runner-up, Division II National Championships.
There's a runner-up trophy, well-deserved there for North Bay. They had a good season. Lance Kavanaugh going to talk to Hardig.
Fought hard yesterday, fought hard today. How do you feel about your team's performance? And I'll look for next year because you're a squad that could be right here next year attacking for another one.
We've been building this for, 30 years, and these guys, they're clinical, they're fast. We knew we were up against, and we just knew we had to punch them. And, it's a long game, and we'll be back next year.
A lot of things happening in that Mid-Atlantic, Maryland. You guys came out on top. Next year, will you be back here with a chance to fight for another Division II championship?
Definitely.
Congratulations on your season. Well fought, gentlemen. North Bay, give yourself a round of applause. You fought hard, gentlemen.
Thank you, Lance. You see the award. Hardig there says that we're not done. I think if Atlanta makes the move up, opens up a little more room there after 2 years at the top. Maybe looking for a bit better competition. Take a look at some more of the tries here.
John, it's worth taking this opportunity as well. So not only congratulating a North Bay side that has put in such a performance all season long, but wishing all the best to their fullback, number 15, Soriano, who left the field earlier in this match in the second half, and hope he's all right.
All right, we're going to head down to Lance for the trophy presentation.
And we are down on the field to present Old White with the championship trophy, Scott Conway.
Gentlemen, it's great to see you guys again. I never get tired of doing this. First, we have the MVP for the game, number 22, Jonathan.
Award goes to Jonathan Drake.
After taking the MVP trophy, John Drake, I got to ask, how does it feel to hoist that trophy, but also represent Atlanta Old White, doing it big for the second time in a row?
Feels absolutely incredible. Glory to God. Thank you to my teammates. Absolute honor. Absolute honor.
Top lad. Congratulations.
Man, this is the big one, guys. This is. I hope you got a carpenter on the team so you can build a bigger trophy case. You had a terrific run. Francesco and I talk all the time, and then I know this is. It's been a long time since somebody's done back to back. So you guys proved it once again. So on behalf of Club Rugby, on behalf of Gulf Coast, I'm proud as hell from the Carolinas. So here's your trophy.
There it is, your 2026 National Championship. For the second time in a row, it is going to be Atlanta Old White. You can see how much it means to these guys. We're going to step aside and be back in just a bit with New York Old Blue versus the Seattle Orcas. D1 Championship coming.